I want to make a video today about how we can learn as salespeople and communicators, business people from Christianity. And I'm standing here today in front of a church, Saint Theresia Chapel, here in Belgium. And so as I passed by here, I was like, I want to shoot a video here and explain what we can learn from Christianity to become better salespeople and better communicators. So one of the first things that would come to mind when talking about Christianity and communication is just how much integrity and empathy can help you get better results with people. Okay, better results in business, better results in your relationships with people, better results in terms of the person you're becoming, the wholeness of your heart. And so you could say Christianity, maybe you're someone who doesn't believe in the church. Maybe you believe Christianity did a lot of bad things. I want to just make clear that there is a big difference between Jesus and what he taught and some of the versions that came after it, okay? Jesus and what he taught, his message was love. His message was love, kindness, compassion, and integrity. Now, his apostles, look, I'm not an expert on this. I'm not an expert on this, but I know the basics. Okay, the apostles of Jesus tried to honor Jesus. They wrote the original Bible, and 300 years after the death of Jesus, this is where Christianity became mainstream. It was popularized by the Romans. Okay, and this is where the first Latin Bible was written. And the original Bible by the apostles was written in Greek. And in the popular Bible, it's written in Latin. But it's translated quite literally. It's a good translation. Okay, so even though the Romans fought with Jesus in the beginning, 300 years later, they honored him, and it became the main religion. Okay, so now I don't know when the church started existing. I think it's around then, but I'm not sure. But I know that even the church and the people that try to honor Jesus as a community, their intentions were pure. Okay, and they honor Jesus. Now, where some of the problems lie is that with people are imperfect, so even though they might try to honor Jesus, they might not everyone has the same integrity as Jesus. I don't have the same integrity as Jesus. Okay, I make a lot of mistakes. People make a lot of mistakes. But the mission of the church was to really honor Jesus and spread his message to the world. Okay? So one of the ways in which I believe Christianity went wrong is where people just being imperfect and the church and the community being imperfect, even though they try to honor Jesus. That's the first thing. But the major thing is, I believe it was the Holy Roman Empire in the 16th century or something like that. And this is where the message of Jesus really got a little bit distorted. And this is where you hear like this church doing a lot of things that aren't as pure. For example, like the Crusades. I think there are some good parts to the Crusades, but there's also some parts that are kind of questionable. And so I think a lot of things went wrong in the Holy Roman Empire, and then just people trying to, the church trying to, you know the story, the church trying to institutionalize his message in a way where they were guilting people instead of like educating people to become more spiritual. I think that was a big mistake. But the Bible and the original teachings of Jesus, this is one of trying to become a person of integrity, trying to have values, share warmth, share kindness, share justice. And so this is what you should remember Jesus for. And this is what you should remember the Bible for, because that was the intent of it. Okay, and that is also the thing that lives in the hearts of Christians. Okay, it is Jesus and it is his original message. Even though not everyone is perfect, what matters is the intent they have. Okay, and what matters is trying to move in the right direction. Even though we are all imperfect, we're all sinners. But if we can try to move in the right direction in our communication, in our personalities, in our families, in our lives, in the way we interact with other people, even the way we act with things, I think if we can have integrity, love, kindness, and justice in our hearts, I know that this was a message that Jesus wanted to bring. And so, like the church or not, this is also the message they're trying to spread. I don't personally go to the church. I have before. But the most important thing, if you are someone that honors Jesus or you want to honor Jesus, is that you try to live in his example. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it as extreme as he did. But if you try to live with compassion, with justice, with love, and with integrity in your heart, this is what Jesus would have wanted for us. Okay, and this is the way we can make the world a better place. And I know there's a lot of religions and spiritualities out there. Okay, and there's a lot of good things we can say about all of them. But Christianity is the main religion of the West, and it's also the main religion that really emphasized the kindness between people, because Eastern spirituality focused more on the internal of like reducing suffering. Okay, and there's a lot of good things to that, but Christianity is really, to my knowledge, the religion that honors the relationship between people the most. And so what this has a lot of implications for you if you are in sales, if you are in business, and if you want to be a better person and a better communicator, because this was the message that Jesus was trying to bring. And so I hope you found that inspiring, not me, but Jesus. And I hope you learned something. I hope I am able to bring love and integrity into your heart. And I will see you in another video. I hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.